We hear from the Gospel of Luke in the 4th chapter, the temptation of Jesus. Jesus, full of the Holy Spirit, returned from the Jordan and was led by the Spirit in the wilderness, where for 40 days he was tempted by the devil. He ate nothing at all during those days, and when they were over, he was famished. The devil said to him, "If you are the Son of God, command this stone to become a loaf of bread." Jesus answered him, "It is written, one does not live by bread alone." Then the devil led him up and showed him in an instant all the kingdoms of the world. And the devil said to him, "To you I will give their glory and all this authority, for it has been given over to me, and I give it to anyone I please. If you then will worship me, it will all be yours." Jesus answered him, "It is written, worship the Lord your God, and serve only the Lord." Then the devil took him to Jerusalem and placed him on the pinnacle of the temple, saying to him, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down from here, for it is written, the Lord will command God's angels concerning you to protect you, and on their hands they will bear you up, so you will not dash your foot against a single stone." Jesus answered him, "It is said, do not put the Lord your God to the test." When the devil had finished every test, he departed from him until an opportune time. The Gospel.
We have to meet.
Yeah.
Now, immediately.
Why? What's up?
It didn't work out. That's what up. A total bust.
Impossible.
I don't believe it.
I just ran into BL coming in from the wilderness. He is fit to be tied. You know how he can be.
But it was his idea in the first place.
His idea maybe, but we're the ones who worked out the details. Therefore, we are the ones who get the blame. All he needed was one foolproof temptation. We gave him 3, just to be safe. And he came up with zip. Jesus is out there in the wilderness, this very minute being ministered to by angels.
I hate angels.
I can't stand angels.
You're just jealous. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. We have more important things to worry about. We all will be after the hides.
I don't see how my temptation could have failed. It was an old, tried and true, classic temptation. It has always worked. There was nothing experimental about it.
Didn't you hear me? None of them worked. And we're going to have to figure out a way to defend ourselves.
Your big idea about Jesus jumping off the roof of the temple was a failure from the start.
Oh, you think so? All BL had to do was suggest to Jesus that as he is the Son of God, God will protect him. Would God want to see his investment wiped out permanently? So that God just really leverage what we have seen all along. He could have launched things with his spectacular sand falling down from the roof of the temple to a safe landing in the middle of the murky crowd below. And if he shoved back from jumping, it would show he was chicken, did not trust God. A classic double blind. Either he uses God for his own purposes, or he does not trust God. Either way, we win. It could not fail.
But it did. You don't understand. It was a lousy idea. All Jesus had to do was quote the commandment, "You shall not put your Lord, your God, to the test," and he was off the hook.
We didn't expect him to do that.
Oh, we didn't expect him to do that, but we were supposed to expect the unexpected. It's not going to go down easy with BL.
Your idea of taking Jesus up to the mountain, promising him the whole world if he just worshipped BL. Talk about crazy ideas.
Not so crazy. It's got solid history. Look at all the governors and the emperors and the presidents and the senators we have in our pocket. It sounds crazy, but in reality, it works.
Not this time, it didn't.
Turning stones into bread had a lot going for it. My idea, matter of fact, subtle, has to do with survival. Everyone has an instinct for survival, and Jesus had been on a 40-day fast. Turning stones into bread wouldn't hurt anybody. All he had to do was use his power to provide a little something for himself. No problem. After he did it once, it would be easy to tempt him to do it again and again and again and again, until his whole purpose in life would be turned into looking out for number one. Except he could not know that from the start.
He didn't fall for it. I'm not sure what went wrong, but nothing worked.
So why does BL have such a thing for this guy anyway? There's a lot of other fish in the sea.
Listen, from that moment down by the Jordan when the voice from heaven said, "This is my beloved son," I knew Mr. Beelzebub was going to be hooked. That's the title BL has wanted from the start. Pure envy. I just knew he would want to be out for this guy.
So BL is bent out of shape, which means he isn't going to be fun to be around, to say the least. But what difference is it going to make in the bigger picture?
You're probably right. Everybody else is still falling for our tricks, lock, stock, and barrel. Look on the bright side of things. I have this emperor in Rome who has bought into ruling over the whole world. He has traded everything for it. Family, colleagues, even personal satisfaction. He will never be content, because he keeps discovering another piece of the world that is not yet under his control. And as soon as he puts it under his control, something else slips away. He pretends to be a god and wants everybody to think of him as a god. Hasn't the faintest idea who he has been worshiping to get where he is. Delicious.
You think that's impressive? You think he deserved some award or something for landing a big fish? I've got 1,000 pounds, thousands of people doing the very same thing in their family. Any suggestions that people can be more than human in the future? It worked from the very beginning, and it'll always work.
Not nearly as well as the bread gambit, which we all pull off using anything handy. As long as we can convince people to do something that they want is something that they need, there's no end to the possibilities. You can drag them around anywhere. There's more general distress, not to mention the delightful wars and oppression, available down that road than by getting someone to want to rule the world. It works, which is more than you can say for that roof temple thing.
Not so fast there. The roof did temporarily, maybe more subtle, but it's a natural. Like you said, people want to be more than human and invulnerable. They want to have life always work out, and they don't want to be responsible for their own choices. When life isn't like that, they blame God. They go around saying, if there was a God, or if God really cared. They do it without needing to be prompted. Now and then, you can push it into something big and cause misery far exceeding that efforts.
Then all our temptations would have a solid future. I can already imagine the variations we can evolve as the century goes on. It gives me the shivers.
Well, would that be good enough for BL? He had his heart set on snaring this guy. He's such a control freak. You think he might be looking to us for some new ideas?
I think he has given up on us. He was talking about developing an insider among the folks who gather around Jesus. Don't quite know what he has in mind.
You think he might know something about Jesus we don't know?
Yeah, I've been worrying about that too. What if this resistance to temptation thing starts to spread?
I wouldn't worry about that. Over the centuries, we've been any number of righteous people, whose names we all despise. But has it ever caught on? Never.
Remember the panic we were in when God gave the law to Moses? We thought that with the law put in writing, it was all over for us. Guess again, didn't change a thing. Just made people more miserable knowing they were doing something wrong. I wouldn't sweat it.
But we still don't know what God is up to with this guy, Jesus. Never trust God to play fair. What if Jesus stays clean the whole way through, and God decides that's good enough to cover for the whole human race? Makes our future kind of pointless. Amusing, maybe, but pointless.
So who's going to help me out that it's possible? Not me.
Ooh, don't look at me.
Not on your life. You've seen what he does to bearers of bad news. Let him figure it out for himself.